Here's my wonderful audience. Hi everybody, my name is Anthony Ware. Today I'm going to talk about asteroids, meteors, and their potential impact on our planet Earth. I'm going to start with an example from Russia, a story from earthandsky.org. The story is called The Chelyabinsk Meteor Mystery. 3 years later, it was written in 2016 by a person named Beard. It's a really in-depth story about when an asteroid turns into a meteor and explodes over a town, and it really happened. This meteor was 19 meters wide, and when it exploded over Chelyabinsk in Siberia here, in the center of Siberia, it went off with the power of 30 Hiroshima nuclear bombs. It injured 1,500 people, it damaged 4,000 buildings, and it shattered 1 million square feet of glass. It was a serious explosion. It's a big wake-up call that things do come from outer space and can affect our planet. I became interested in asteroids and meteors about 25 years ago from watching a Hollywood movie. Back in the 90s, there was a movie called Deep Impact, and it had a deep impact on me. I really became interested in asteroids and meteors, and I started studying them. And there's a great website called spaceweather.com that has all kinds of links to nasa.gov, which is where you're going to see the Jet Propulsion Laboratory site also, and it has other websites such as earthandsky.org. My central idea is why we should be concerned about asteroids and our planet. The example I just gave is just one. I have 4 main points. My first point is, what is a near-Earth object and what is a PHA, a potentially hazardous asteroid, and where do they come from and what are they? My second main point will be what happened to dinosaurs 66 million years ago. My third main point will be coming back to Russia, because they've had more than one event in Russia over the past 110 years. And my last main point will be, what are we doing about it? What's the government doing to protect us from asteroids hitting our planet? So my first main topic, which is a story from nasa.gov, the JPL part of their website, about near-Earth objects. Let's say this is an asteroid. A near-Earth object is something, of course, that is near our planet. Okay? A PHA is a potentially hazardous asteroid. That is also a near-Earth object, except that it has the potential of being hazardous to our planet. Between Mars and Jupiter is the asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is leftover remnants from the beginning of our solar system. And there are lots of asteroids in the asteroid belt, and they are constantly running into each other. Every once in a while, one gets knocked out of there. Actually, several have. And then they get tied up in gravitational forces from planets and the sun. And eventually, some of them become near-Earth objects, and some of those become potentially hazardous asteroids. So now that we're caught up on what near-Earth object and potentially hazardous asteroid is, let's talk about what happened to the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Well, there's a story from USA Today online called Rocks Found from the Day the Dinosaurs Died. It is a great article. It talks about that this rock from space was 6 miles wide. It was as big as Mount Everest, and it hit the Yucatan Peninsula, which is right here, and it went off like 100 trillion tons of TNT. It didn't only kill the dinosaurs, it took out 85 to 95% of all the life on the planet Earth. And I know it was 66 million years ago, but there are asteroids that big that come whizzing by our planet now and then. So, coming to my third point here, let's go back to Russia, because in modern times there have been situations where asteroids have come in and been meteors and affected our planet. I just told you about Chelyabinsk. In 1908, over here in eastern Russia, is a place called Tunguska. And they had a similar event as Chelyabinsk, only this came at a different angle, and when it exploded over this area that was mostly unpopulated, but lots and lots of trees, it knocked down several thousand square miles of trees in the shape of a butterfly. So they knew that it had air exploded because of the shape of the trees as they were knocked down. And this is just a reminder of the power of things from outer space. There's a story from IB Times about a 42-foot asteroid that has potential of hitting us 2 years from now. It's smaller than the one that happened in Chelyabinsk, but if it does happen to hit our planet, it could be damaging. Like broken windows and people getting hurt. So it is something to be concerned about. This brings me to my fourth main point, which I'm going to refer again to spaceweather.com, because they have that link to the NASA website. NASA actually has telescopes in space. They have telescopes on the ground. They work with other space agencies around the world, keeping track and tracking near-Earth objects and potentially hazardous asteroids, which they find new ones every day. And they also are working on technology that if they ever see one, it's like they took out the dinosaurs here in the Yucatan Peninsula, and we might find a way to nudge it somehow or move it. It's worthy to check up on these things, and these sites will give you information. I'm going to quickly go over my main points again because we're getting near the end of my talk. We learned about what NEOs are and PHAs and where they came from. We talked about what happened to the dinosaurs. We've talked about modern events that have actually happened and what NASA is doing to prevent or to track asteroids. So, in conclusion, I do have a saying that I came up with myself many years ago, that it's not a matter of if a large rock is going to hit our planet one of these days. It's a matter of when. So I am very grateful that we have agencies like NASA tracking these things to the best of their ability. Thank you.